Can a person really tie their hands behind their own back, bind their own ankles, then hang themselves off an upstairs balcony?
That would be virtually impossible for her to get herself over that railing on her own.
It's the very latest on the controversial case of Rebecca Zahau, the San Diego socialite police say committed suicide. But her family says it was murder.
I know my sister fought. She fought really hard.
Now, 7 years after Rebecca's shocking death,
Did he do it? Did he not do it?
a new trial,
Not one single witness from law enforcement.
newly released evidence,
And it was like that.
and
I'm standing tall. I'm not worried about these posers.
an all-new ruling for the man Rebecca's loved ones say took her life.
Did Adam Shacknai touch Rebecca Zahau with the intent to harm her? The answer is
32-year-old Rebecca Zahau was living a storybook life, dating the very wealthy pharmaceutical executive Jonah Shacknai. The couple often vacationing in sun-kissed comfort at Jonah's $15 million estate near San Diego, California. But behind the opulence of those mansion walls, a tragedy in the making. In July of 2011, Rebecca is alone with Jonah Shacknai's 6-year-old son, Max.
So Max is at the mansion. He's being watched by Rebecca. At one point, she was taking a shower. All of a sudden, there's a thump and a crash.
Our affiliate Fox 5 San Diego anchor Phil Blauer says police reports reveal the young boy falls down the mansion staircase, plummeting headfirst to the floor below. His injuries are grave, including massive trauma to the brain.
So because of his serious injuries, Max is put into an induced coma. The family is at his bedside around the clock, hoping that he can improve.
Sadly, he won't, and police say Rebecca is racked with guilt, especially after getting a call from Jonah 2 days after the accident.
It's believed that she received a voicemail from Jonah Shacknai saying that Max's condition wasn't getting any better.
In this recently released courtroom video, Jonah talks about that voicemail.
I told her in the message exactly what Dr. Peterson said, which was that if Max survived, that the best case scenario was probably that he would never walk or talk again.
Hours after that phone call, tragedy becomes absolute terror. It's 6:30 the following morning when Jonah's brother Adam says he emerges from the estate's guest house to a spine-chilling sight. It's Rebecca dead, her naked body swinging by a taut rope from the main house balcony.
She bound her feet, placed the rope and the shirt around her neck, fashioned her wrist bindings, and secured her hands behind her back. Rebecca moved out to the balcony, leaned forward over the railing, and fell.
Adam Shacknai runs into the kitchen, grabs a knife from a butcher block, and then cuts her down. He immediately begins to give her CPR, but it's too late.
Here's Adam talking to 911 dispatchers just moments after that.
Still alive? I don't think so.
Investigators arrive a few minutes later and find a chilling scene.
The rope around her neck stretches up over the railing and is tied to a bed frame inside the bedroom.
And painted on the bedroom door, a cryptic message. She saved him. Can you save her? After a 7-week investigation, detectives come to a grim conclusion. As San Diego Sheriff Bill Gore explains to our Fox 5 affiliate, Rebecca's death was ruled a suicide.
And we know that Rebecca loved little Max, and I'm sure felt very responsible for his death. You put all those pieces of evidence together, and a lack of any other physical evidence to indicate anything but suicide, and that's how we came to our conclusion.
But Rebecca's family attorney Keith Greer says authorities were too quick to make that determination, and that the family's interpretation of the evidence tells a much different story.
Binding her ankles together, binding her hands behind her back, gagging her, and putting the noose around the neck, that all in of itself doesn't make sense.
The family says Rebecca's death should have been ruled a homicide, and they filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the man they think killed her. The same one who says he found her naked body hanging from that rope. Jonah Shacknai's brother, Adam.
She was actually strangled and killed before she was hung off the deck.
It's a stunning allegation, and Adam denies it, but Greer says he can prove it. And as it turns out, both sides are about to get their day in court. Coming up.
Did you find her attractive?
Suicide or wrongful death?
It's inconceivable.
The civil case and surprising verdict are next.
Between Adam and Rebecca, it's more like
With her hands tied behind her back and her legs tied, her center of gravity was so low that it would be virtually impossible for her to get herself over that railing on her own.